Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. It takes you a moment and it helps out the channel a lot. If you want to find us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on Friday each week, but with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers, you arrived in the underwater metropolis of Azulore, the bureaucratically run city by the Scholarchy of Azulore, and were quickly welcomed by the scholars of the town, including your handler Felinor, who told you that you had to receive passports in order to properly travel around the city to various different places. So with your goal to eventually get to the temple, you know that you're going to need a few of these passports to traverse the areas that you need to get to the temple. You visited the Scholarchy itself, had your interviews with various different factions within the city, and received your basic passports with the knowledge that you would have to come back and prove yourself to some of them in more detailed manners to get your full visas. You then retired to the Goofy Movie Hotel, and where Jury wowed the audience with music since they've only heard sea shanties for the last 200 years. And you made a deal with the Seablade crew to kind of partner up on the visa acquisition so that you'd have more access, with the Seablade focusing on the mercantile visas, while you all were focusing on the more library Athenium area of the town. You went to sleep, and then you awake the next morning in your water beds flopping around. Because we were in Marlowe's champion suite because Marlowe is the champion of Suvenar. And you arise the next morning as the magical windows in here showing an underwater scene with fish going by. And as you're waking up, you can just see like the rays of sunlight drifting through the shallow ocean here. Of course, magically, because this window would look out at the city of Azulore. And you have the day ahead of you. So, ticket takers, what would you like to do?
We need to go get those passports.
All right.
True.
All right. So in order to gain access to the library, you have to get the approval of 3 groups. You have to get the libraries group, which is the Athenium. But first you have to get the approval of, where's my list? The Sapphire Sanctum representative and the Thaumaturge representative. And then they'll allow you to get the full library access after that. You can return to the Scholarchy's main building area there and meet with them. And unless there's anything else that you want to do before you all head that way, or any conversations that you need to have. All right, so you head downstairs into the inn, and Arian Squall Leader is there kind of talking to the Seablade crew. When she sees you arrive, she kind of looks back to them and says, all right, so you know that you need to get to the mercantile today. We expect to have access to the mercantile this afternoon. Do not fail me, Seablade crew. And they all kind of, aye, Captain. And she kind of turns back to you all and she's like, well, ticket takers, it seems that we will be traveling together today. Anything that we need to take care here? Breakfast for all of you? Or did you eat?
We could real fast, I guess, if you want to chat.
Well, I didn't know if you just needed to eat, but I mean, if you'd like to have a sit-down conversation, we're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'll go play something while we're sitting.
Okay. So she kind of turns back to the bartender and orders you all like a to-go breakfast, basically. And then just like as she settles back to the table as Jury heads over to play a morning a morning escapade. Make a performance check, Jury.
This is the most Jury's ever played this instrument ever in his life. He's never gonna roll like he did, but he got a 19.
A 19. So
I rolled badly.
Is it a light morning thing, or is it a wake the fuck up type song?
Yeah, I'll just do a light little morning over breakfast kind of set the stage thing.
Okay. As Jury begins to play, the light tones ringing out in the vicinity, everyone who's in here immediately paying attention to and giving great attention to Jury and praise to their performance. The bartender comes out and from the kitchen area and places small plates in front of you, which contain like seaweed wraps and various different things that you can put inside of the seaweed wrap. So you have some eggs and some meats and various different like prawns and lobster and crab and things like that, as well as like fresh fruit, which you're not exactly sure where they're getting the fresh fruit from underwater, but some fresh fruits that you can mix together for a salsa or things like that. But you
figured out GMOs down here.
Yeah, GMOs.
I asked for Kaimana's advice on what fish goes with breakfast.
I'm a big fan of fish. Yeah, if you had
Okay.
So yeah, the fruit I'm actually curious about. Like it just looks like normal fruits, not like
so it's mangoes, pineapples, mostly like those kind of like fruits that you're very familiar with in the Vanishing Isles region, like those more like tropical fruits. But yeah, they look fresh when you bite into them. They're juicy and sweet in the right ways.
Have I seen hydroponics since I've been down here, or
no?
Nope, nothing. Okay, I'm gonna have my eyes open for like how they're cultivating produce underwater.
Okay. So you guys have your breakfast. Jury eats, and then the bartender comes by and is just like, with that fantastic performance and the one the night before, breakfast is on me. As long as you continue to play, Jury, I'm happy to comp some of your work here.
Wow, that's really nice. Thanks. This is crazy. I could have been doing this like the whole time, and I never really did this.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that's what bards like went to school to do.
Yeah, but I dropped out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the whole thing. Anyway, fuck that. I'm gonna eat this free breakfast, and then we're gonna leave. Thank you.
All right. And so you all have your breakfast. Ariane, who's already eaten, just kind of is sitting there with you all. At some point, does look over to Mono. Did you all sleep well last night?
What?
Did you sleep well last night?
Yeah.
What he said.
Very
good. Water bed.
What? You have water beds?
There's what the champion suite is this whole bougie nightmare thing.
Oh, our suites are pretty typical, other than lots of shelves on the walls for some reason. It's
cool.
Kitschy.
Yeah.
Yep. She just kind of smiles, understanding the tone of the space.
The energy is palpable in this space.
All right, you two smiling.
Tense. Clueless.
We're all great friends, Kaimana, on this nice journey together.
But it feels like they know something that I don't. There's like
what?
Kaimana, we know lots of things you don't. There's nothing I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
And you know
everything is perfectly fine. I don't know what.
Yep, everything.
Well, with hunger satiated for the morning, we can head on to the Scholar Kid. I'm interested to see in what kind of challenges they can work up. They've had quite a lot of time to determine what it means to be a good member of their society. So,
I'll grab some pocket prawns since there's no pocket bacon.
No, that's
pocket
no,
prawns.
That's
Oh,
so much
No.
worse.
The seaweed. Just take the seaweed or something. Don't take
Fine.
the prawn. You see the mage hand like knock it out of your hand.
Kaimana looks up from like jamming a clam into his like, pocket.
Oh, Josh, we need to roll
Slightly
for my
better.
Oh, you do,
wild
yes.
magic today.
Roll your D. Where's my wild magic table?
God.
Pocket prawn.
All of my things are just
Prawn.
like all over the place.
You're fine. It's been a week.
It has been a week. It's been 2 weeks. All right. Okay, go ahead and roll a what is it? A D20 for me?
It's D10 for me to decide.
Yes, go ahead and roll a D20 for me, yes.
Got 15.
A 15.
Good? 15 bad? I don't
Let's
know.
see. Where's my chart?
What does a 15 get me?
Oh, wait. I think I had you roll the wrong thing.
All right, I'll roll something else.
Okay. Yeah, roll a D6. Sorry.
D6. I don't have one of those out, so I'm gonna roll it on here.
No, I'm so stupid. It's a D10. I'm looking at 17 different
Oh,
charts right now. A D10.
So,
Yep.
so the one that Ace originally said.
Did I say that? I don't know. I got a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Just
So
7 too.
okay. So you wake up and you feel like that the wild magic, which was very wild yesterday, has toned down a little bit. You feel relatively neutral, but there's still some of it crackling within you as the day begins.
I think it's gonna be a good day today. Good day.
All right. So along with Ariane, you all head out of the inn. And you find yourself in Azulore proper, the glass like terrarium ceiling with the ocean beyond it and the fake recreation of the sun slowly rising into the horizon across this glass dome as just a sliver of the moon is sinking below the horizon on the other side. And then you make your way back up to the top of the Scholar Key Hill, where as you're approaching, you recognize the tall Triton form of Felinor walking out of the space to greet you. And he says, ticket takers. Good morning. You all were clearly quite impressive yesterday, and so I assume you're here to further ingratiate yourself with the various denizens of the Scholar Key.
Yep, that's about it.
And so we have our various different groups and their various different regions within the city. And so I know that you are interested in the Athenaeum, access to the library. So you will need to speak to either the Sapphire Sanctum or the Thaumaturge to start that visa process, because both of them together kind of bar access to the library. Of course, there's also the Ecclesia and the brokers if you're interested in religious or money, spending of bartering and coin and things. Any particular group you'd like me to introduce you to today?
Whichever one is going to get us to the temple the fastest.
Well, then that would be either the Sapphire Sanctum or the Thaumaturge first, because you will need to pass through the library in order to access the temple.
All right, that works for us.
Sapphires are nice.
So Sapphires, all right. And so he kind of guides you back down into the Sapphire Sanctum's entrance within the Scholar Key's main building, and all of you, I forget. I think Abel yesterday went to the Sapphire Sanctum, but now all of you are entering these halls that are black marble with blue lights on them that kind of reflect across the marble, and the hallway that Felinor is guiding you down seems impossibly long. And as you're walking on it, many of you, you're walking for several minutes, but then when you turn and look behind you, the door is still 5 feet away from you. It doesn't You're walking down the hallway, but it doesn't seem like you're traveling anywhere when you look and turn around. But finally, you get to a certain point, and Felinor turns to go down an offshoot hallway, and it's the entire distance that you traveled smacks into position, and the door is now hundreds of feet down the hallway as you're turning into a chamber. And here, there's a large onyx door inlaid with sapphire stones, and Felinor gets up and he lightly taps on the door, and then both of the doors and then slowly open, and you find yourself in a fairly large chamber, and seated on not a throne, but a high back chair at the back of the room. You see Magus Arcanus, the storm giant who you all witnessed yesterday at the Scholarchy meeting, sitting there, and he's talking to like a little docent next to him. And then when he sees you arrive, he kind of waves him away. Well, Felinor, what are you bringing me today? Felinor says, hi, Lord Arcanus. These are the ticket takers who are here for the visa application. And Magus Arcanus kind of steps up and he says, well, come forward, ticket takers. So you want to have access to the magical knowledge of Azulore? Anything in particular that you might be looking for with us?
I look to Mar.
I look at him. I told him what we want at the library. I'm not going to say it again.
We are broad students of knowledge and seek to learn.
All right.
Also stuff about Fae stuff.
Fae. Interesting. He kind of looks at you for a moment.
No reason. No particular reason. Yeah.
The Fae are a little closed off right now.
Oh, really?
You don't say.
You idiot. You clown.
When did that happen?
Make a deception check.
Making that absolutely ancient meme face of, oh, really?
Oh, really?
So I said that. So I said it really badly, but Jury got a 26.
26,
So
which
all of you know better, but Jury.
yeah, which beats Magus Arcanus's 24.
Oh, shit.
And so he doesn't clock
Wow.
that you know anything about it, and he's just like,
He just thought you were being sarcastic.
yeah, hey, yeah. He's like, yeah, the ley lines are quite out of whack right now because the portals are closed off. So it's making magic quite interesting. Normally I will tell you that the visa process would normally give you access to the Sapphire Sanctum, but for the last 50 years or so, the Sapphire Sanctum has closed itself off to the rest of Azulore. So this is simply a prelude to the library. But let's see. A challenge to show your worthiness as representatives of a group of people who value intelligence more than anything else.
I look at Abel.
We got this. Don't worry.
I would love for you to beat me in a game of chess.
Abel.
All right, Abel.
I've been playing chess since I was a small boy. This will be no problem at all.
He says,
Didn't canonically one time Abel go up to a guy and like
yes.
start correcting him on how he was
Yeah.
playing
Yes, he
chess?
did. Almost got in a fight because of it.
Yeah,
No, he
I
tried to
remember
help the
that.
guy cheat at chess.
Yes, that's right. Anyway, sorry, I just remembered it.
All right. He says, well, this will be slightly interesting. Please step out of the square for a moment. And you all look down and realize that this chamber, there's a massive arcane rune that is at the center of the chamber, and it is covering this square-shaped area. And there are thousands of runes marked in it. And he kind of walks to the center of the rune, and then he begins, as you take a step back, he begins to cast. And you watch as he's casting, lightning begins to coalesce around his arms, and his eyes go white with lightning crackling off of them, his storm giant self. And as he's casting and he's spreading around, you see runes activating around the chamber. And then when he releases the spell, all of a sudden the whole central section of this room releases and then lifts up. and the floor goes up to the height of the ceiling, and then rising up out of the floor is a massive chessboard.
Oh shit.
Large enough for each of you to fill a square within the board.
Oh,
Rob, no!
I'll have to. It's the only way.
I have to sacrifice myself.
Don't worry.
I'm going to take the knight, and then you are going to checkmate the king. All right. All right.
My favorite TikTok.
It's so funny.
All right. So he is going to explain the rules to you in a way that is very much not me reading the rules, but I'm going to read the rules to you for our chess game. So this is definitely like Wizard's Chess. You are going to be taking the role of one of the... there it is. You're going to be taking a roll of one of the pieces on the board. And he's going to be, you can see as he's casting the spell, like the chess pieces are aligning themselves, and you can see very clearly the side towards the throne is he's playing the white pieces, and the side towards you all is the black pieces. So you all will be moving second. But you are going to choose which piece you would replace. Now, your normal stats are still in play. The only thing that changes is your movement. Your movement is locked to where your character with your chess piece would normally be able to move within the board. But if you have, if you, like when you go to attack a piece, it's still your attack rolls and things like that. The only other thing that might change is that ranged actions or ranged spells can only affect pieces or squares that your piece would be able to affect. So let's say if you're a bishop and you cast a Ray of Frost, it's only going to hit that diagonal line, but it will hit every piece on that diagonal line going out to your range. If you cast a Fireball will hit every square within that sphere of the fireball, but only the ones that you can actually impact. The goal is to get rid of the king. And you can see for a moment as all the pieces arrange, he quickly points and the king vanishes from the space, and then he steps up to the king role. So he's the king. And to make sure that your king is not killed before that happens. Now, each of the chess pieces has their own abilities and things like that. And so we can do, but the only other thing is instead of initiative, it's turn counts, and one of you can move at a time during the turn count, or you can move one of the other pieces. So questions before I switch over to the chessboard.
Are we allowed to, if someone was in the chess club in the 5th grade and then proceeded to forget everything about chess,
yes,
are we allowed to just roll intelligence to be like,
oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
And you all, and since only one of you can move each round, you are all more than welcome to plan together how you want to move. But again, any spells activate, so it's not like you might be able to take multiple pieces in one round if you hit them with a spell that takes out multiple pieces, right? So it's not just like, so there's some differences because it's Wizard's Chess, but it's that. All right, so let me switch over.
Do you all just want me to take the king and do nothing but nuke with spell casting from across the board?
But the problem is that the king's spells would only affect the squares
Stuff
around
in the
him.
line.
Yeah, it only can hit what the piece would actually.
Okay.
I think
attach to
Kaimana
it.
should be the queen. Because
Don't
the
put
queen
that
can
pressure on me.
Do you have better range spellcasting than me? Like, genuine question. Do you have better range spellcasting than I do?
I think so.
Okay. So as the board sets up and you all take your spaces on the board, replacing your various different characters or pieces. Let me see if I get some more light on that so it's a little bit easier to see. You watch as the chess pieces around you kind of come to life in a lot of ways, and the Magus Arcanus kind of looks across at you and says, well, interesting setup. Let's start, shall we? And the first piece moves. Oh. All right, so it's you guys go. You can move a piece.
All right, who knows the most? I was gonna say, who knows the most about chess? Is it you, Ronnie?
It's Ronnie or Rob?
Ronnie or Rob.
If y'all want to take the brunt force of that, I'm fine with it.
I haven't played chess in years.
All right, Rob.
I know how to.
I haven't played in decades.
In decades,
played.
yay!
I have played.
Yeah, so you're all locked behind pieces,
Yeah.
like the pawn pieces, except for Marlowe.
Okay, so we need to start moving these pawns.
So you could move Marlowe out, or you could move a pawn. Mhm.
I could move out.
Are you? Oh, you sorry, not Marlowe. Yeah, Kaimana, who's is the knight. Yes, Kaimana can move out. Mhm.
All right, we'll give Kamana a signal to.
Yeah, you can move up
Okay. Do you want Kaimana to move here or here?
to the right, I think.
If he moves here, he is within range to attack that pawn, or you can leave him here.
What do you want to do? Come on, you want to attack?
Make the
Take
pawn.
the pawn.
Yeah, take the pawn.
Yeah.
Okay,
do
good. So
that.
you can hit it with a range attack or a spell, Kaimana.
Okay, I am gonna hit it with. I just kind of want to feel out like what the hit points on the pawns are, so I'm gonna hit it with Ice Knife.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
Ooh, it'll ricochet too on it.
Not to anything in the. There's nothing around it that would be hit by it.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's a 27 to hit.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
4.
4 points of damage. So you release, and it's so weird to watch because you watch the ice knife, which normally flies diagonally or straight from your hand to your target. Instead of flying straight to the pawn, it shoots out in front of you and then kicks to the side in that L shape and hits the pawn to the side. You see like the pawn, which is like a living construct. You watch as parts of its shell, and you realize now, all of these pieces are made of like mother of pearl. They crack and shatter, and about half of the pawn piece falls to the side.
Okay,
Oh,
it's about 8 to 10 hit points.
You get the
per-
sense of about 8 to 10 hit points for that. Yeah. Mhm. All right. So he's going to make his next move. All right. And it's you guys again.
Which piece was that he just?
He just moved his knight out to the
His
corner.
knight out, yeah.
Okay.
okay. That's no.
Probably got to start moving.
Move a
some
pawn.
pawns,
Yeah, pawns
right?
up.
Okay. Any particular pawn you'd like? Who would you like to release? If you move this pawn, you could free Marlowe and Jury. If you move this one, that would free Arian and Jury. Or you could get the ones out of the way of
Let's set
Source.
Marlowe and Jury free. Why not?
Set Marlowe and Jury free. Okay. Do you want to move
Yeah,
them up
we're
2 or
dangerous.
1 space?
Move him
Move-
one.
1.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was gonna
cool.
say if you move him 2, we'll block that pawn from doing any further shit.
Well, but the pawn can attack on the diagonal, and if you put him one space, if he takes another piece on the
He's on.
diagonal, then this one can take him.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, fair enough.
All right. Cool. All right.
Post on.
So he brings out a bishop. All right, you guys. So you've got Marlowe and Jury free, or you can move Kaimana to take that pawn.
Kaimana, do you want to take? Power play it?
Do you want to just cast another spell? Actually, no. Yeah, I want to take it. I want to take it. Give me. I
Okay.
want to take it.
So the go ahead, and this is not going to count as your action, but go ahead and make an attack roll, Kaimana.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll a d20 and add my what?
What you would normally use
What
to
you're
make like a
attacking with.
physical attack.
Oh,
so with
okay.
your staff. Mhm.
All right. The 13.
13 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, wrong one. Hang on. Six damage.
Okay, so you jump into that point, you take that pawn piece. You now have an action. If you want to drop a spell, you could hit either of these 2 pawns with a spell.
Yeah, I'll hit the one on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. And I will cast. I will cast Erupting Earth.
Erupting Earth. What's the radius on Erupting Earth?
20-foot cube.
Okay, so that's going to hit both of those pawns. So do they have is it a saving throw?
Must make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 13.
No.
Okay, cool. Go and roll damage.
All right. That's 3d12.
It might be overkill, but okay.
Yep.
d12. $18 damage.
Okay, so these two pawns explode with the spell.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, and then he's going to. Let's see. You see the queen piece move out.
Oh,
Oh, spooky.
All right, and then that's up to you all. So you've got Jury and Marlowe free, or Kaimana.
Josh, are you employing actual strategy here? Because
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, Josh, stop being smart.
God,
Be dumb.
Queen's gambiting around. Mara, I think you should go in the fray, Mara.
Actually, move Kaimana back one into the right two, so that he's not threatened by the queen.
oh yeah.
You could do that. You could move Marlowe into check. You've got that. So you can move. You want to move Kaimana here?
No, up, back, down one, over to the right two. Other right.
Too. There we go.
Yep, and that way he can take the bishop on the next round.
Yeah, technically the bishop and the queen are threatened by Kaimana there.
Yep.
All right. So, except we've got a knight here. So the knight is going to attack you, Kaimana.
His ass.
Okay. Oh, that is a 26 to hit, Kaimana.
Yeah. That
Okay.
is.
Cool. That is 17 points of piercing damage and 2 points of fire damage as you watch, like he takes out a javelin appears in his hand and he tosses it in your direction and it slams into you and as it's on fire as it flies through the air in your direction.
Okay.
Okay. So that's their turn. It's all you guys. Yep.
Oh god.
Do you want me to just keep going until I run out of spell slots?
Hit the queen.
Yeah.
Hit the queen hard.
I can Erupting Earth the queen again. It'll get the it'll get that knight too.
Okay. So they have different. So that's a 22 for the queen on their save, but the knight failed with a 7.
All right, so they're gonna take half of this.
Okay.
That's better. 26, so 13 damage to the queen.
13 damage to the queen, 26 to the knight. You watch about half of the knight's hit points fall up to the side. The queen still looks pretty hardy.
And I can still do my movement attack, right?
You can't, but you have to defeat them to take their space. But you can do a movement attack. Like if you feel like you could knock it out, if you could do half of the knight's hit points, you could take the knight. Yeah.
Sure, we'll try it.
Okay, go ahead and.
Because either way, it's going to be damage, right?
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack against the knight.
Natural 20?
That will hit. Go ahead and roll your attack.
God. Whoa.
So 13 doubled, so 26.
26 was enough to do it. So
Yeah, boy.
So
I like chess.
you jump across and take the knight's position. All right, cool. Now, so with you there, the pawn. Actually, let's see. Actually, the queen is going to take you.
Oh shit.
So the queen is going to.
Hey, if you get got, you did
Yeah.
good
You
work.
did damage.
Alana was like, I'm gonna heal, and then he just jumped into
All right,
battle.
that's a 23
You
to
took out-
hit.
That hits.
3 pawns and another knight. So
Where's my d8s? Okay, cool. Queen. Where is she at? Actually, you know what? The queen is going to use a different. She's going to use a spell.
Great,
So
okay.
instead,
No.
I'll re-roll the spell attack.
Josh, we told you not to be smart.
Okay, that's a 22 to hit. Come on up.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, cool. As you watch as the queen kind of points in your direction, and this sickly green bolt of energy
disintegrate.
flies across your way. 11.
disintegrate. Ooh, that's bad.
38 points of necrotic damage slams into you, Kaimana.
I got 1 hit point.
And then she is going to then use her movement attack on you. Let's see if she can hit you.
Okay.
But she misses. So she moves to your direction, but then you repel the attack, and so she is forced back to her original position. All right, you guys.
Marlowe
like
to threaten the king.
Okay, Marlowe can threaten the king.
Yeah, Mar. Get his
Now
ass.
the king's in check, and so even though like Marlowe, do you have any ranged attacks, Marlowe, that you want to throw the king's direction?
I mean, I have a crossbow that I would like to never use.
Yeah, go ahead and fire off a crossbow bolt at him. 'cause,
Yeah, I'll fire off my crossbow bolt.
I have
Okay.
to find the storm giant really quick.
Wow. 26.
That will hit the storm giant.
Nice.
Yeah, this is gonna do so much damage. 9.
9 points of damage. Every bit matters.
Mhm.
All right. So 9 points of damage to the king. Now the king is.
Wait. Oh, can
go
I
ahead.
retcon? Am I allowed to retcon what weapon I used and thrown, or is it too late?
You want to use the dagger of venom?
I want to throw the dagger of venom.
That is
I forgot.
that's fine. Okay, go ahead and roll damage with the
I'll
dagger of
roll
venom.
entirely new. I'll roll like a new attack roll and everything.
That's fine. Yeah, I was. You can use the same attack roll, but that's fine. Yeah.
No, I'll keep it fair because
Okay.
that wasn't fair.
All right.
I rolled another 16.
That
Nice.
hits. That hits the
Okay.
giant. Yep.
Now,
He has to make a Constitution saving throw.
yeah, and I bet these storm giants
Yeah, storm giants are known for their Constitution.
notoriously.
Maybe he's a lightweight.
So I actually got 10 damage. So
I only
regardless, I did something better here.
I rolled a 3 on the die, which only takes it to an 8 for his con save. Okay, you said 10 damage, and then go ahead and roll the poison damage as well.
This fool, he's poisoned for a minute. This fucking idiot. And that is 15 poison damage.
15, so total of
Nice.
25 points. Cool. He's threatened.
go, Mark.
So he's going to Ampal. He's going to Castle.
Ooh.
Thank you for letting me switch that out, Josh.
No problem. Yeah. You guys are playing chess, so it's okay.
You gotta use it as much.
You
as
saw me like pull up the crossbow and like load it and like was ready to fire, and then I was like,
I have a whole fucking dagger. All right. That takes it. So the king's move was to Castle, so you all have a go. Come on out here with 1 hit point. The Marlowe could move to try to take the castle, or you can bring out other players.
I could wild shape and get immediately more hit points.
It's up to you all. What you want to do on this one?
should we protect Kaimana by letting him wild shape?
Let's pull Kaimana back and to the left 1 and back 2. He can heal, but he also is threatening the queen from this position.
Good call.
So he can either try and hit her with something hard, or he can heal.
Be careful she doesn't.
You saw that the disintegration came out of a stone. The stone is currently dark, but I will say it does recharge. Yeah. It's also not a full strength. Like Abel would have noticed, it's not a full strength disintegration. It's a weaker threat disintegration.
Yeah, do you want to heal or attack, Kaimana?
I mean, I'm not in any immediate danger now, so now I can support now that I'm out of hit points.
Well, I don't know. Can we attack with a different person on the turn? Or is it who moved has to do the attack?
The piece that moved has to attack, or heal.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not under threat of a hit, so.
But I'm saying if we have limited turns, you should. Yeah, you've got to do something.
Okay, I will cast Moonbeam at 6th level.
On the queen?
Oh,
Ow.
Okay. Is that a dex save?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay, they do not have high con as constructs. That is a 14.
Doesn't make it.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll damage.
If you can take out the queen, that would be sweet.
43 points of damage.
You watch as a large portion of the queen just kind of crumbles and sloughs off as this moonlight slams down into her.
Now, it's Moonbeam, so that square is going to be occupied for the next minute.
Yes, any piece that goes into that square. Yeah.
That's cool.
cool.
That's cool.
All right, cool.
Can you do a physical attack? Or no, because he moved
He
already.
moved already, yeah. All right. So the queen.
Oh, baby! Fuck yeah! Sorry, I just slapped a fly in midair.
You finally got it? I saw you trying to get it earlier.
Yeah, I got him, motherfucker.
Okay, so let's see. We're going to pull the queen back.
The queen's like, oh, God.
But she is going to fire a firebolt at that pawn straight ahead.
You want to mark that square with the Moonbeam?
Yeah, I'll grab it in just a second. And then, let's see. Okay, cool. You watch as the firebolt flies across and hits this pawn, and it goes down. All right, your move. Where am I? Marker.
Which one of these is the giant guy?
He is the king, so he's over here in this corner.
Oh, he's hiding back there.
Yes, he is.
Slide me left 2 spaces.
Okay.
So now I'm threatened by the queen, but I can threaten the queen.
You can fire a range attack in her direction if you want, because she is on your line right now.
Yeah, I will. Is everyone okay with this move?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
I have no
anyone's really
knowledge.
gonna start questioning you super hard right now.
Like she's also going to take damage if she attacks him because she'll go through that Moonbeam.
Yes, she would.
Unless she uses
29.
29 to hit. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Is this your gun?
This is my gun.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll damage.
1d10 plus 6. That is 14.
14 points of damage. Okay, cool. Another portion of her slots away. She's still standing, but looks pretty rough.
Okay.
All right. With that in mind, she before. All right. This bishop is going to move out.
Oh shit. I didn't see the bishop.
And actually, the bishop is going to use their movement attack on you, Kaimana, just to see if that knocks you out. That is an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Hang on, let me see if I've got a reaction.
I was about to say, does bardic stuff work in this game?
It would if he's and Kaimana is on your line. So if you want to use a bardic reaction, you can.
Okay, let's see. I have.
I did not take any of the reaction spells.
I can use cutting words on him.
To reduce the damage.
Yeah, don't I have something else? Silvery Barb's better. I can't remember.
Silvery Barbs would make him
Okay.
re-roll the
Yeah,
attack.
I'll Silvery Barb's.
Okay, and then who do you want to give the advantage to?
I'll give the advantage to Kamana.
Okay,
He's out
cool.
here fucking struggling.
So that's a
Doing all right.
I was laying down the law.
So on the disadvantage roll, I rolled a natural 20 and a 16. So the 16 becomes a 22.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
So it still
I
hits. So Kaimana, that is 10 points of damage.
I'm down.
Kaimana's clear. And then the bishop is going to is going to shoot a ray in Jury's direction.
Bishop.
That's a 22 to hit Jury.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So this ray of energy, radiant energy, flies out. That is 16 points of radiant damage, slams into you from the bishop. Mhm.
I'm assuming the moonbeam vanishes.
Oh, yes, because your concentration drops. Yep.
Fuck you, Bishop. I'm gonna kick
So
your ass.
where am I right now? I'm curious.
So you all watch as Kaimana just like vanishes from the space, but then like where the other pieces were over on the side of the board after they were destroyed, Kaimana's over there but unconscious. You do not have to make death saving throws.
That's what I figured.
The magic of the room protects you from that.
I figured this wasn't a death Squid Game kind of chess match, so.
No, yeah. All right. That gives you all. So you've got Marlowe is free, Kaimana, or Saurus, and Juridan.
Do you want me to cast something super high on this bishop?
Nuke him.
Is he pissing us off? Or do we want to try to clear some of these people out in front of the king space?
Oh, we lost.
Oh my god, he did die.
Oh, poor boy.
I'm kind of thinking, yeah, we should probably try to get some of these pieces
How
out.
bad
there
does
to
the-
fight them, right?
How bad does the queen look? And the bishop and the rook are both no damage, right?
Bishop's untouched. The queen looks pretty hurt.
Do you need a second to move the things around again?
You guys can talk while I move. Yep.
Okay, cool. Because
Why
I'm thinking,
don't I take out the queen with a ranged attack this turn? And then next turn, Marlowe takes out the rook. And then I can go across the board and threaten the king with
the
a
one in
parallel
front of the
attack.
king?
Pardon?
I said the guys in front of the king?
No, because if the queen is gone, I could move straight all the way to the other side of the board, and the king would be to my right on my plane of movement.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I think either that or we clear it and I drop a big ass spell on him. Whatever you want to do. Friends.
Oh, Rob, I didn't know if he was just in deep thought
No.
or if he froze.
They were also
Froze.
froze? Who froze? Was it me?
You're
back.
It was you.
You're back.
Yeah, you're back.
now.
Okay. Now I was asking Jason, Ronnie, what they thought.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
know. I mean,
Are you gonna be? Where are you? Hold on. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
Gat.
I think taking the queen out.
She's the most dangerous.
I think
piece
might
that's
as
so
well.
far.
I mean, she's already so damaged.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I'll take a shot at the queen.
Okay,
Are you in position?
That is a dirty 20.
that hits.
Okay. And that is a 1 on the damage die, so that's a total of 7.
Looks very much on death's door, but that wasn't enough to finish her off.
And then I will do my physical attack.
Okay, cool. So you make your way across. Go ahead and roll a physical attack against her.
That is a 28.
Okay, that hits.
And my d6. Another 1, so that's a total of 6.
6. That's enough to do it. So the queen crumbles.
Oh, sick.
You
Yeah.
take the queen's
Ah.
spot. Okay, cool.
Hi, bitch.
All right. Because this is not the king can move into check. and he is going to take a step forward. This towering storm giant Saurus comes in your direction, and he's going to make his 2 attacks against you with his great sword. First one was a natural 20.
Oh god.
And the second one, that is a 22 to hit.
Damn, just barely.
Okay. So the first, let me do the first attack because this is the natural
This
20.
is gonna hurt.
You imagine how embarrassing it would be if we lost this game.
Now I'm thinking of like all the repercussions of if we lose.
46
really
points of
bad.
damage on the first hit, Saurus.
Okay.
And then and then 17 points of damage on the second hit.
46, 56, 63.
How you doing?
I'm still alive.
Okay, that's better than an alternative.
All right. But the king is now in your threat radius there. So what would you all like to do on the next bout?
Can we get
Marlo
someone
take.
to heal? Oh, I was gonna say, can we get someone to heal you? But I can go ahead and move if you'd like. I think
Yeah.
that's better.
Yeah, because no one's in line with me.
Okay.
So, yeah, take out that because that way I'm not getting hit from both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
All
going
right.
to move up. So go ahead and make a... you move up to
Ranged
the space.
attack.
Go ahead and make a movement attack, and then you can make your normal attacks, Mar.
Okay. My movement attack is 12.
12 misses, but you are in
Mhm.
space to attack with your other 3 attacks. So go ahead and make your 3 attacks against the tower.
Okay. The first one is terrible. So 13.
13. That's just misses.
Then I got a 23.
That hits.
And then I got a higher than a 23.
That also hits.
Okay. 1, 2. Is it engaged with anyone else? And can I get sneak attack?
Technically, because it's a tower, it is engaged with Saurus.
Yeah, it gives us.
Yeah. Okay. So that means. Wait, I have 3. Wait, hold. My sneak attack upgraded. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Sorry, I have to do math and it's hard.
You got it. I believe in you.
37.
37, which is enough. With 35 hit points, the tower crumbles, and Marlo moves into that space. All right. With that in mind, the king, seeing you both there, but this is only going to affect Saurus, I think. Saurus, make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Dex. 25.
25 will do it. You'll take half damage as a lightning bolt forms in the storm giant's hand, and he slams it down on the roll in front of him. So 42 reduced to 21 points of lightning damage, Saurus.
I'm out.
All right, Saurus crumbles.
Fuck.
And you watch Saurus appear next to Kaimana. Okay. All right, you guys.
Okay, it's us now.
Now, as a bishop, Marlo, you can't directly attack the king, but you can move here to get into range to attack him if you want. Or you guys can bring out Jury or move to release Abel and Arian.
Jury, take out the bishop.
Okay, can I move? Yeah. Well, is the king gonna like hit Mar really hard?
The king can move to hit Mar, yeah.
So
Could I have turned into a werewolf on my last turn?
Yes.
I think Mar can take one hit, and if you take out the bishop with this move, the next move you would be able to move into threat range behind Mar.
okay, if that works, yeah. You can try to take out the bishop.
Okay. You make a movement attack against the bishop.
Yeah. Is that just a regular attack?
Yeah, it's just a regular attack.
I got 15 to hit.
15 hits the bishop.
Okay, beautiful. And that's 6 damage.
Okay. And then you saw watch part of him crumble away. What would you like to do as your full attack?
Okay, how bad does he look?
Not like super, not super hurt.
Okay, I'll cast. Do we want 3rd or 4th level shatter, guys? How bad should it be? I'll cast a 4th level shatter on him.
So you aim behind him so it doesn't hit you. And that's a con save.
Yup.
A dex save.
Con.
Oh, it is
He
con
to
save.
be
That is a
18.
2.
Yep. He takes 28 damage.
That is enough.
Woo!
Yeah.
You killed another king.
Does my wild magic
bishop,
go off?
sorry.
Joe?
I
I don't know if it's on spells. Is it on those spells or just my sorcerer
It
spells?
does not go off.
Okay, good.
All right. With that in mind, the king is going to move towards Mar, and he's going to make 2 attacks
Hey, bestie.
against Marlowe. The first one misses. The second one is a 22.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah, that natural 20 crushed
yes,
me.
it did.
Yeah, I was like, he's a storm giant.
That's 24 points of slashing damage reduced to 12 because you are in wolf form, Marlowe. As that attack strikes
You
down.
idiot.
Okay, cool. And then that is y'all's go.
Can I hit the king?
Yep, you can, or you can hit the king, or you can try to release one of your other players.
Can she hit the king because she's a bishop?
Oh yeah, that's true. You can't hit the king. He's on white. Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Oh.
Move Jordan all the way to the same plane as the king. So all the way
shit.
sliding up to the left. Nope. Jordan's a bishop.
Oh, Jordan's,
I'm
Jordan's
the
the queen. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so Jordan, you can hit the king from there.
Okay, how much should this hurt, guys?
Give
Very
her
bad.
everything you've got.
Just as a random reference, if you drop a fireball, it will hit that pawn too.
That's fine. Fuck
It'll
that
hit
pawn.
this pawn as well.
I don't give a shit about that pawn. I'm gonna cast 5th level fireball.
Okay, cool. That is that's a dex
It's
save
the dex.
for the king.
He has to beat an 18.
That is a natural 1 on the die for the king, and a natural 2 on the die for the pawn. So the pawn's dead. This pawn goes. But how much damage does the king take?
That will be a 39 damage.
39
to him.
points of damage to the king. Where's my king
Beautiful. I like
notes?
Jerry rarely uses fireball, but it feels so good.
Okay, cool. All right. So then,
The pawn to the diagonal of the king is not affected.
no, because that's not on Jury's plane of existence. So you
Gotcha,
guys watch the
gotcha.
spell goes off, and the spell fills
It's
this
weird.
line, and then it also shoots up here to that line. Yep.
Jerry's like, this is my city, and I love chess.
How many points of damage it was? Because that also would have hit.
39.
That also would have hit this knight, and that knight's out.
was
cool.
39 damage to them.
All right. So the bishop is going to move up here and is going to fire off at you, Jury, because you're threatening the king.
Yup.
That is a 26 to hit
That hits. You know that hits.
as a fireball comes your way. Oh, sorry. No, it's not a fireball. Is a dexterity saving throw. Sorry, you have to do a dex save. Yeah.
Oh, dex save?
Yes.
Sweet.
Mhm.
That's my good save. looking around. I got 14.
15 is the thing, so there's a fail.
Fuck my life.
So
Okay.
12. So 17.
Oh god, I'm probably, I don't know.
24. That's 29 points of fire damage to you and
Okay.
also to this pawn who goes.
I'm still up, guys.
All right. Okay, so that was their go. It's you all.
Move forward 1 spot, Jury. Hit the king again. Hit the king again with everything you've got.
Okay, one more time. Are we doing the same thing? All right, I'll cast Fireball again. This is the most I've ever cast a
Oh
spell.
my gosh.
Dex save.
Now you are close enough that this fireball will hit you as well.
Yeah, why not? Let's go out and blaze of glory.
Okay, so you make a dexterity saving throw, Jury, for yourself. The king.
Oh yeah,
The king rolled a 16.
Fails.
Oh my gosh. I rolled a 14, which fails my own dex save, so we both take 35 damage.
35 points of damage.
I'm out.
Boop, the queen's out. All right. So that's
How bad does the king look?
about halfway.
Oh shit, I should have been lost.
Halfway.
Or
Yeah.
more.
Because as a storm giant, he has a fairly large hit thing.
Wow.
Let's
now-
get Marlowe out of there.
Okay. So you want to pull Marlowe this way or this way?
Left.
To the right.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. All right. So Marlowe's free there. Let's see. This bishop is going to come threaten your king
That's rude.
and fire off a firebolt in the king's direction. Okay. All right, so your king takes 15 points of damage. Remember, 85 is the king's hit points, so he's down to 60. Or, yes, 70. Mm-hmm. All
Can
right.
the king do the switch thing?
You don't have a knight to switch with here, and this part's not clear. Mm-hmm.
Fuckity fuck.
We got Arian still, and she's at full health.
You got Arian and Abel at full health. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Abel can do range shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is Abel a bishop or a knight?
He's a tower. Mm-hmm.
Rook.
A rook. Mm-hmm.
Move the king 1 step to the left,
Okay.
so he won't keep taking damage.
All right. The tower is gonna slide out here. All right, you all.
The pawn that's in front of Abel forward 2 slots.
Okay. Let's see. The bishop is gonna slide back here. So Abel's free to come out now.
The pawn that's in front of the knight move forward 1.
Okay. The bishop is going to turn towards Abel and fire off towards you, Abel. Let's see if their fireball regenerates.
No.
Does not, so he's going to fire a firebolt in your direction. That's a 22 to hit, Abel.
Can I shield?
Yep, you can shield. Okay, cool. So shield, so it bounces off you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it is going to move back 1. All right. So it's you guys.
The pawn in front of the king move forward 2.
Okay.
So that cuts off the bishop from attacking Abel.
All right. The bishop is going to actually this tower is going to slam the pawn. All right, and the pawn clears. As that tower takes that position.
Bishop takes tower.
Bishop. That's Arian. So Arian slides up to the tower. She activates her runes. First, all 3 attacks hit.
Nice. Redeem us, Arian.
What's the tower's hit points? Okay, and then she's going to make her movement attack, which also hits. Which is enough to do it. So the tower goes out.
Nice.
What's that thing on the right side of the board?
Right here?
Go move your finger straight up.
Mar?
That's Mar.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
What is that?
All right, so on their
Good
go,
Lord.
let's see. This pawn's gonna come up to threaten Marlowe.
No, that wasn't me.
Damn, never mind. That's not Mar. That's not Mar. Who is
That's
that?
not me. That's not me. That's
Move
someone else.
Marlowe.
Oh well, hold on.
Back-
It's
Well, it
gonna
has to
it's
attack.
gonna make its attack at Marlowe.
Yeah.
That's not gonna hit. That's a 17 to hit Mar.
No.
All right, cool.
No.
All right, good. So Mar, you so you're there to go.
Slide Mar down to the. Do y'all guys mind? I feel like I'm taking over here.
I have
No,
no
no,
idea how
no.
chess
Just
works, Rob.
Jiving to what you're doing right now.
Okay,
Go right
move
ahead.
two squares.
Okay.
Yep.
Me and Atwood took each other out, so.
All right. Marlowe has a pawn.
Oh, no!
If Mar wants to make a crossbow attack at the pawn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack, Mar.
Great.
You have to beat a
Um,
10.
Oh, I mean, yeah. That,
Okay.
17. I forgot my plus is insane.
Yep.
Sorry.
Mhm. Okay.
What is it?
It's probably D8, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 10.
10. Okay, so exactly enough to kill the pawn.
Yay.
Nice.
Get out of there.
All right, cool. So with that in mind, this bishop is going to see if Fireball regenerates, which it does. And so it's going to aim down the line here. And so Abel, make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
All right, Abel, you got this.
Come on, Abel.
That's a lot of ones.
Yeah.
Abel, did you make your dexterity saving throw?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You go. Succeed.
15.
That is enough. So you take 13 points of fire damage as the fireball explodes, but this pawn goes.
That's all.
Well, that was half of 26.
No.
I rolled several. It was bad. All right. So then the bishop is then going to move up to get out of the range. All right, cool. It's you guys.
Aryan Squall Eater takes out the pawn.
This pawn over here? Okay.
Yep.
But as long as she can hit, then she will. All right. Yep. Pawn goes out.
Nice. Nice.
All right. The bishop is then going to slide down to here. Okay. You guys?
Mar, slide forward one to the left. And attack down the line at those two pawns.
Okay. Mar, you want to fire off a crossbow bolt at one of those pawns?
Yeah. 22.
Yeah, 10 is the AC, so. Yeah.
Yeah, it dies.
Okay, cool.
Perish.
And then Marlowe make a physical attack against the remaining pawn.
All right, Marlowe move to make a physical attack here.
Yep, 17.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage.
Where are all my dice? Wow, incredibly terrible.
Oof.
I mean, 10, which is hard. Well, I need everyone to know that is a horrible roll for me.
Yeah.
Does the job, but at what cost?
Yeah. All right.
And at this point, we offer the Storm Giant the opportunity to resign. Because he's the only piece left. We have multiple pawns that can get to the other side to be turned into queens. It's only a matter of time.
He takes a step forward and then makes 2 swings on Marlowe.
He's a storm giant.
You little bitch.
23 on the first one, and
yeah.
I think that's a 22 on the second one. All right. So for the first hit, that
Beat the
is
shit out of this man.
that's 30 reduced to 15.
Yeah.
And then the second one is 23 reduced to 12.
I
All right, and then it's you all. Mm-hmm.
Pull Marlowe back.
Okay. How far do you
All the
want
way.
Marlowe? All the way?
Yep.
Okay. If you move the rook out of the way, then Ronnie could castle, or Abel could castle. So you got that.
That's the next move.
Yeah, so the bishop is going to move to here. Okay. So you want to move the knight?
Yep.
All right, and then the bishop will slide to here, and let's see if their fireball comes back. It does not, so he's going to fire a firebolt at Arian. Okay.
No.
16 points of damage to Arian. Okay, cool. And then you want to castle?
No.
Oh, okay.
Move the king forward 1 to the right, onto black, and then take the bishop.
Okay, he can make an attack. He can attack the bishop, but he can't take him in that turn because that's his full movement. That hits. 12 points of damage to the bishop, but the bishop is still standing. All right.
Okay.
So Abel's now free.
Yep. It's your turn, isn't it?
It's sorry. The knight or the bishop here is going to move back to here. All right, it's you guys.
Slide Abel all the way to the right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Fire.
Yeah, kick ass, Abel.
Yeah. Kick his ass, Abel.
Can I ballista and, or is it just one attack?
So it would be either an action or a bonus action.
Okay.
So you could ballista or you could spell.
Guess which spell I'm going to attack with?
Fireball.
Fireball.
Let's go.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage. That is a 13 on the save.
Third level fireball. Excuse me. There it is. Uh, 26 damage.
Which is enough.
Oh.
So the bishop is out.
Mhm.
So he's going to move.
I didn't even do my action.
slide Aryan Squall Eater down 3 and let her take a ranged attack.
Aryan, very interestingly, does not carry ranged weapons with her.
Does she have a dagger?
No, she doesn't. She fights up close. She's she has reach, so technically she does. So she can she can do a reach attack. First one misses, second one hits, and the third one hits. All right, 18 points of damage to the giant. All right, the giant's going to move down and make 2 attacks against Aryan Squall Eater.
No.
First one hits, second one hits.
I feel perfectly neutral about what's happening.
Wow.
47 points of damage to
I feel
Aryan Squall.
decidedly
That took Aryan from like basically uninjured to over half of her health gone in one round.
So tough.
Okay, so you guys have that there. You can move Abel up to challenge. You can
Abel
have.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kick his ass.
All right, Abel. You've got a clear shot on the giant now.
Nuke him with whatever you've got.
Can I 4d8? Why is that 4d8?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna catapult at 4d8.
Okay.
Nice.
Is that a dex save?
Save.
The one save the giants suck at.
You should see me. No way you can be dexterous.
That is a 14.
Noise. Oh, he fails. So it's 4d8. Plus another d8 because it's an artificer spell. So it's 23 bludgeoning damage, I guess.
Yep.
Plus another 3 force damage, I think it is.
So 30 total. Okay. He's looking pretty hurt. He's going to take a step down. And he's going to see if his lightning strike recharges. Which it does. Marlo, make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
No.
This will
Come on,
also
Mar.
Yes.
this will also affect.
Absolute whore.
Aryan failed as well. Or Aryan failed, so.
Not the lesbians.
21.
Does Aryan?
Gosh, it's Pride Month. You have to stop.
But doesn't lightning travel in a straight line, Josh?
This one, it hits whatever its target is, and then
Yeah.
anything within 10 feet of it. And since
Gotcha.
both Marlo and Aryan are within 10 feet there of him, it affects him. Okay. Let's see. So that's.
Which side are you on, Josh? Which side are you on?
Well, maybe the Storm Giant's gay. Maybe he's a big gay guy.
40 points of lightning damage, which takes out Aryan.
Never mind, he's straight. I just
On WW violence.
This is a hate crime.
So I took 20.
No, so it's lightning damage. Do you have resistance to
Yeah,
lightning damage?
But I say
Oh, you save. So yeah, so 20.
Yeah.
Mhm, yep. Mhm. All right, so it's you guys.
Who can hit harder, Mar or Abel?
I just said it depends. I've got a
Is he engaged with anyone
5d8.
else?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
He
I mean,
was with Aryan, but Aryan's not on the board anymore.
Our knight can-
so
our
if
knight can
I
smack him.
okay, like if I hit all 3
Go ahead,
attacks, I'm rolling 3 d8s plus 3 d6s, and then my
Oh.
bonuses.
You should try to hit then.
yeah, I think you should, yeah.
And you're aiming for a 16 on the armor class.
For him.
Yeah. Mhm.
Also, he just took out Aryan, and you feel totally neutral about that.
Actually, I'm gonna roll to see how I feel about that. I will not tell you how I feel about that. Cool. All right. So So first attack, natural 20.
Yes.
Incredible.
Second
Right
attack, beats a 16. Third attack,
Oh, does that mean it's 16?
exactly a 16.
All right, so
Fool,
all
you fool,
three
I have
hit.
plus 11 to hit.
All 3 hit, 1 natural 20.
Okay, natural 20 first. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. $21 for the first attack.
Okay.
16 for the second attack.
Okay.
15 or 16.
Well, now I rerolled and I don't remember what
I think
just
she said 16.
Yeah, I said yes, it was a 16.
Okay.
Another 16.
Okay. He's looking very, very,
52
very rough.
damage.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's 19. Okay, cool. All right. He is going to, let's see if he gets his lightning back.
No.
Did you do your movement attack?
You can do a movement attack if you want to try to take him.
I want to try a movement attack, please.
Okay, go ahead and try to take him.
That was cocked, sorry. Yeah, I mean, that's a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, that hit.
So what is this
You
just
just
another?
It's just a standard, whatever your standard sword attack is.
Does lightning count on that or no?
If you're using your lightning sword, yeah.
Woo.
17.
17. He is still standing, but barely.
I'm gonna throw this one. I swear to God.
Very close, but he's still standing. Let's see.
I thought
okay.
that was gonna do it.
All right. He is going to take a step to the side,
I'm mad.
and you see him charging up his lightning blast, and he drops it right down in front of him. Make a dexterity saving throw, Mar.
Sorry.
This is so tense.
I mean, yeah, it's like a 26.
Okay, so you'll take half. $22 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And also that knight. Let's see how the knight
Okay.
the knight failed, so the knight is out. All right, so it's you guys.
Slide Abel down 1. Abel, nuke him.
Hey, we'll kick his ass.
Abel, what's you've got your attack on the king?
Sorry. I'm gonna catapult again.
Okay, go ahead, and that is a dex save, which he's terrible at.
This one's a higher level.
I rolled a 12.
That's not gonna be enough to succeed. Stop. My mouse keeps.
Oh no. That's what he's gonna say when you kick his ass.
Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that's horrible. There's so many ones in here. Fudge. That's 10 bludgeoning damage plus 3 force damage.
So with Marlowe hacking and slashing, and then a lightning shattering down at his feet, and then a catapult flying across the room at it, Abel, describe how you take out the storm giant.
Oh.
Yes. It had to be you.
He had 7 hit points left.
Oh my god.
I'm going to scream into the universe.
Yeah.
How many hit points did you have left, Marlo?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 6.
Oh shit.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I just catapult some rubble at him, and it's like hits him in the side of the head, and he stumbles.
Yeah, so one of
Falls over.
the broken pawn pieces flies across the chamber and smacks into the storm giant, and he kind of falls to one knee and then sets his sword out and then looks up. Huh. Very good, ticket takers. Quite an impressive display. All right, let me switch back to the other window. Move the windows really quick as I go back.
Good.
All right, so Kaimana, Saurus, and Jury, you come to consciousness on the side as the game ends, and you watch as he kind of surrenders.
I don't remember chess being a contact sport.
How are you feeling, Kaimana?
Weird.
Yeah.
I'll help Arian up if she needs a hand.
She kind of, oh, thank you so much for the assistance, Druiden.
Sorry, I took myself out with a fireball. I got wrapped up in the moment.
It was quite impressive.
Thank you.
And it hurt him to the point where Marlo and Abel could finish the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Arian.
So do we get healed, or what's the
Magus Arcanus kind of he waves and the chessboard sinks back down to ground level, and then he kind of looks across and he says, well, that's quite an impressive display. If you'll present your passports, I'll be happy to sign your visa, giving you access to the parts of the grounds of Azulore that the Sapphire Sanctum oversees. Unfortunately, I do not have any healing to offer you, but you are all powerful enough that you can, I'm sure, handle that yourselves.
Yeah, we're very powerful.
He sucks. This mother.
We didn't disclose that, but sure, okay.
all right? So short rest, spend some hit dice, maybe.
I was just gonna cure wounds us so we could just move on.
I am going to kind of see if I can take him to the side to talk.
Sure.
Really just trying to get out of Arian's earshot more than anything.
Sure. He goes back to his not a throne, but he goes back to his table, and you see he's rummaging for his stamp and his seal, and so you can approach him to have a conversation with him.
Yeah. I'd like to approach him and be like, has the council come to a decision on what I asked of you yesterday?
If you could remind me of your requests, we've been rather busy lately.
Are you going to help fight against the end of the world, or are you just gonna take a back seat on that one?
Well, what I have to tell you, Marlo, is that the Scholarchy of Azulore moves fairly slow. As a community, they have not made a decision yet. But you can count on my assistance if the veil breaks through.
I hold a hand out to him. And then get immediately crushed by this man's handshake.
he holds out a hand that's about the size of you.
And I'm like, ow, ow, ow.
And he just puts a finger out and lets you hold the finger, and then he shakes.
I like this guy.
And then he says, I'm not actually a fighter. I'm more of a mage. So I should be more useful on a battlefield.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
You're obviously you are a very capable fighter. Look at my body.
Well, he kind of just holds out his hands and addresses. He's like, I mean, look at mine.
and on that note, I leave this conversation.
As before you leave, he has you hold out your passport. He has a wand next to him, and he points the wand at your passport, and you see his sigil flares to life on your passport, and you now have the visa for the Sapphire Sanctum.
Cool. What's this guy's name again?
This is Magus Arcan. Like his name's Arcanus, but his title is Magus Arcanus.
Archon.
Mm-hmm.
Are we short resting or are we just moving on?
I mean, we gotta, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do my Song of Rest too, because I always forget to do that.
As you all kind of get situated, after you all get your visas signed by him, he allows you. He says, "Oh, there's an antechamber through that doorway there. Feel free to rest as long as you need before you move along." And you walk into a chamber that has some couches and places to sit and rest. And you are free to do a short rest.
All right, y'all get an extra D8. I always forget to do this, and we actually don't short rest a lot, so.
Yep, so you can go ahead and short rest, roll some hit dice to regain your hit points.
Ooh, I've got Arcane Recovery. I've got something to get me spell slots back. Hang on, what is that?
+6.
Arcane Recovery.
I also totally forgot I had Relentless Endurance, so I could have stayed in. I'm dumb.
You could
But
have.
I'm saving that. What if something else happens?
You could have survived your own fireball.
It was kind of fun to take myself out with a fireball. I'm not going to be honest.
You're so
about it.
badass, only you can take you out.
It was pretty good. I got Bard and Sorcerer hit dice. That's weird.
Yeah, sweet. It's called.
Extremely awesome that the dice are just not rolling on D&D Beyond for me. I'm gonna have to do this manually.
Oh no.
Nah, it's fine.
It's called Natural Recovery. It's so cool. I need to use it more often. I always forget I have it.
Oh, automatically?
You said a D8, right, Ace?
Yes.
Yeah, you get a D8.
You get a D8. And you get a D8.
Everyone look under your chairs.
It's bees.
Okay, I short rested and I'm back up to full.
Oh, Aryan's going to do that as well.
I burned every hit dice and still didn't get fully healed up.
Dang, do you want more healing?
No, I have a monk thing where I can self-heal.
Okay, well, I've got some free healing, so if you want some, let me know.
Actually, yeah, if I don't
Get a
have to
little
burn
free
that, I can save that for
healing.
later. I
Okay,
just need 15 points.
use Wisteria's voice, so I do cure wounds.
Ariana is almost back.
Hold on,
up
let
to
me see
full.
how much you heal for that. Oh, that's not the amount. Hold on. How much is this? 1d plus that. Okay, hold on. I don't know why it's being weird. You got 12.
Okay, that's close
Wow.
enough.
That's
Okay.
pretty close.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
All right.
That gets me back to 69 hit
yeah.
points.
Beautiful.
So the hour passes. While you're waiting, it's drinks are brought by a docent, and so there's you have refreshing beverages during your restful time, and then about as the hour wanes, Felinor comes through the entrance. Well, I heard that you all were successful with your first task. Quite impressive. I don't think anyone has earned the visa for the Scarlet Sanctum or the Sapphire Sanctum in quite a while.
Yeah, I see why. You kicked our asses.
But you came out victorious, so
Well, yeah, in the end. Yeah, we
You did
were.
say
Yeah,
we
we were
didn't
gonna
kick
hold
ass
it.
too,
Yeah, no, I mean, no, we were
I
gonna.
mean, there also just hasn't been anyone to take that trial in a while. I mean, I don't know. We're
That's
good,
true.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like there's much competition with us right now.
yeah. So I assume the next is the Alcahest. You all are marching towards the Athenium.
Yep.
So we'll check in with the Thaumaturge next, whenever you all are ready to head in that direction.
Yeah, I think now.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're ready now.
All right, so he kind of guides you back out of this hallway, and then you enter into that entrance hallway, and you take about 10 steps, and then the door is right in front of you, and you exit out onto the main plaza outside of the Scholar Key. And then he turns to the left and heads down a few doorways, and then goes into the Thaumaturge, where Abel had met the gnomish inventor the day before. And this workspace and area, but he bypasses a lot of this, and he goes deeper into the building and then begins to descend a long staircase. And the tenor of the room changes. There's a rather than stone, you start to see like marble walls that are bluish white in color. And as you descend further, it's almost as if the sound begins to kind of fade away a little bit. And then you step out onto a walkway that is over a large chamber beneath you. And what you can see below is a chamber that has a clover-shaped pool of water that is milky blue in color. And it seems to be lit from underneath by some magical light. And there are 3 individuals floating in the pool in 3 of those zones of the clover. And you can see that they're just kind of floating there. They're just motionlessly floating. But as Felinor is guiding you through, you can kind of see on a far wall, there's a viewing platform, and there are several individuals who are watching these 3 individuals down floating in the chamber below you.
I make sure I have a hand on Kaimana.
Very Minority Report.
It is very Minority Report, yeah.
Make sure he has no ideas about this.
As Felinor is walking, he's like, the diviners are out today, taking note. And he references the individuals in the viewing platform across the way. But he's just kind of walking through unless you want to stop and ask him anything about this chamber.
Yeah, what the hell are they doing?
Those are the 3 sisters, and he kind of references down, old title, not all women, but they are the diviners, mages who have dedicated their life to the work of divination. And then with the help of the Thaumaturge, and he points to the fluid that they're floating in, the Thaumaturge has learned how to harness a liquid form of the divine rebus, which they're floating in, which amplifies their powers.
So is there a railing or...
I'm holding you. I said specifically I was holding you.
It's not. There's a slight railing. It's about waist high. Yeah. For you, it'd be up to your eyes railing.
You feel jury. He's not scruffing you, but he's got you pinched behind the neck.
Is it like when you steer a kid by their head in the grocery store? Just
It's like when a cat's a little naughty, and so you scruff it, and it goes back to its kitten instinct.
Okay, yeah. You pinch the nerve on the back of Kaimana's neck.
I'm okay.
Kaimana just freezes.
He's just like this.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why it's a clover, but there's 3?
It's a 3-leaf clover, not a 4-leaf clover.
3-leaf,
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Can I make a either a perception or some kind of check to try to figure out what the heck's going on with this?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Perception or Arcana.
Perception it is.
I message Mar, and I'm kind of fucked up, and they're in divine rebus soup.
11.
11.
I hate this whole city.
I think it's kind of nice.
I'm glad one of us likes it.
So, Kaimana, you are kind of looking around. It's difficult to tell, but what you do notice is that for the first time, and it makes sense that Kaimana would be drawn to it, the ceiling of this chamber is studded with crushed stones, gemstones. And so the ceiling glistens and glows from the reflected light beneath. As Abel's looking at it as well, some of those stones do appear to be crushed zephrysite, but it is a mixture of different gemstones at the ceiling. And the way that the ceiling is shaped, it's almost like it's spherical, but in coming to a point, like a funneled point, instead of just a smooth dome at the top.
Oh, is it like the Is it like that one church in Florence?
Yeah.
It's
Kinda
like an egg.
Yeah, kind of like that. But it seems like maybe like funneling of energies or something from below up into that point.
So can I have like some of the juice or?
Felinor kind of says some of the divine rebus liquid. I don't think that they would allow you to have any of that. No.
No. Okay.
Where does it come from?
Well, it is the thaumaturge develops it.
Where does it come from?
I think asking Maester Athanor that question, he would be able to explain it a little bit better.
We'll be sure to do that.
Okay. So he continues to walk across this chamber, and it's a massive chamber. It's about 75 feet wide. And you cross this bridge, and then you enter into the opposite side, and then you descend down a couple levels, and then the staircase turns, and then you find yourself in a lower chamber. And he kind of knocks on the doorway, and the door opens, and then Felinor kind of steps back, and he says, well, I'll be here waiting for when you finish your task. And then he motions you in, and you step into another workspace. So like the thaumaturge are the masters of alchemical arts and medicine and things. And so this is a very much an alchemical workspace. There are beakers and alembics everywhere, and bubbling mixtures and elixirs. And you see a tall, older looking, non-binary in appearance Triton, uses he and she pronouns, but you recognize them as the person who was at the meeting yesterday. This is Maester Athanor, the leader of the thaumaturge, and he looks up from what she's doing and kind of glances in your direction, notices Marlowe immediately and nods. Well, I thought ticket takers you'd be on your way here with your entrance with the library. Welcome to the thaumaturge for your visa application.
What is the divine rebus fluid made from?
I like Pat Soros a little.
Good morning.
Sorry, we have a lot of questions. We're very excited to be here.
Well, that's quite interesting. The visa application involves the help in the creation of a divine rebus.
How so?
I'd like to help.
We'd like to
Soros is
hear
very,
about.
very
I put a hand on Kaimon, and like I am so deadly serious right now.
Maester Athanor says, well, it might be easier to show you rather than to tell you, if that is all right.
Fine.
Okay, so he kind of sets what he was working with down, and then he guides you through this chamber into a large square chamber, and you're on the second floor of this chamber, like looking down into it, and you see that the chamber beneath you has no entrances or exits, but there are two nodes of alchemical and arcane arts on the ground on either side, and then at the center there's a large arcane sigil, and he says, so these are summoning sigils, and he kind of points to the two, and he says, the summoning sigil here is connected to the abyss, the summoning sigil here is connected to one of the heavens, and we summon weakened versions of planar beings here, and then combine their essences, and he points to the middle here at the center.
I'm like grabbing Soros's hand during this, and I'm just there if you need me. I have a hand.
Does it hurt them?
Well, they are disposed of in the process, but they are
No.
Soros.
They are not of this realm. So upon their death,
And I grab him by the neck. It's like that makes it any better.
I will say, upon their demise in this realm, they are reborn in their own realm.
Who are you? to take a creature out of its realm, kill it, and then make it reborn?
Well,
Why are you choosing to play God?
well, the Divine Rebus has brought a great amount of strength to the people of Azulore, and its application has allowed us to see many futures in ways that we could not before.
Did it see a future where you were summoned to a different plane and had your essence sucked out before you were reborn somewhere?
Unfortunately, as a mortal, that would not work for me. I would just die in that other plane.
You could also die in this plane.
Soros.
So it's just
Taurus.
Look, there's a little bit of gray morality to this, I'm sure you'll acknowledge.
Oh, I don't know if morality comes into play at all. It is a tool that we use to better ourselves.
I believe our group ethically opposes your test and that you should redefine one for us that does not go against our beliefs and moral code, regardless of how you feel about it.
very well said, Marlo.
Do we need the thaumaturgy stamp on our passport?
Yes.
Mm.
We have to have a spirit of the temple.
Unfortunately, to go to the Athenium, you must receive the blessings of the thaumaturgy.
Is there any other way to make the goop?
To make the Divine Rebus? I mean, it is the combination of essences of two beings. I suppose if there were a way for a more purified version of the Divine Rebus that didn't require the death of the two creatures, perhaps.
Yeah, can I so they said the two planes that we're talking about, one is the abyss
Celestial and the
and
abyss.
Yeah.
celestial and the abyss. So I am wondering if I can use some of my spells in a way.
But it's still taking creatures out of their realm, even if they live.
So, and
It's
then,
so sad.
and I will say, they already know that Soros is Divine Rebus, and he disclosed that already. And we know
Yeah.
that he told them.
This is making me think of Fox in the Hat. Why? I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting.
It's making me that level of sad to think about it.
Yeah, if anybody wants to make an insight check into Maester Athenor.
I want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys do that. I want to try to persuade him that we already possess a Divine Rebus. I think that should qualify for your test already. We've already completed the requirement.
Okay,
and
go-
Soros is much more interesting than anything you could create here.
Make a persuasion check, Jury. What was your insight check?
13.
A 30.
I
So
rolled a nat 20.
yeah, so with a 13 Kaimana, what you get the sense of there was no fear in Maester Athenor when Soros was threatening him. And there was simply there was a motionlessness almost in the way that she was interacting with Soros. Marlo, what you pick up on is that from the very moment Soros stepped within 5 feet of Maester Athenor, it was a motionlessness because the entire time that Soros was within 5 feet of her, she was analyzing him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you see Jury go into that kind of very formal, very calculated way they get when they're trying to do this thing. I got a fucking, I got a 28.
A 28?
And I put myself between her and Soros. This is a power play kind of move, like a you should listen to me kind of move. So
Yeah, wouldn't it be much more interesting to learn about divine rebus by talking to one rather than making goo?
Yes, and that's
Someone
what
who's
I
actually
am.
successfully made one.
I think that's more than you've accomplished here, so.
He kind of steps aside for a moment. I just find it very interesting that we talk about morality when we're talking about killing an evil being in order to achieve this, but I'm neither here nor there. Could Saurus's existence work to get the visa? Perhaps. But you did not create Saurus.
No, but he's a part of our group, and he is.
They've helped shape me.
I was going to argue something to that effect.
Well,
yeah.
Yes, and I'll say, if I'm correct, your test is what we can provide for you. Is Saurus not a wealth of knowledge and information just by existing here with us?
I would like a vial of Saurus's essence.
I feel like Jerry was like super professional until that point, and then he literally like sneers at this like disgusted face.
What does that entail?
Some of your blood, perhaps.
We'll let
I will
him
give you some of my blood.
On what conditions, Saurus?
He wants a vial of my blood, I'll give him a vial of my blood.
I turn and I'm like, do you realize if we're not careful, the ways you have been made can be used by other people? I want you to think about that. Think about what that means.
I messaged Jury.
That was like super. That was, if not messaged, whispered.
They're going. How do I put this? They're bound and determined to get something out of me regardless. And it is very easy to make me bleed. This is under a controlled circumstance.
I say...
Is it ideal? No.
Yeah.
But they're already doing horrible things here.
I look to Mar for what they're thinking about this.
Saurus.
I go, Saurus, you are your own person, and I will always respect your autonomy. Make your decision.
I'm fine with giving them a vial of my blood.
I turn and I look, and I'm like, science is very powerful, but you should think about the sum of the parts more often, maybe.
And I will say one thing. You talked about how they didn't create me, but that's not entirely true. Because when I met the ticket takers, I had a much more I didn't have morals. I wasn't amoral as in an evil creature. I literally only could process what I knew. From the example of them, they've made me a complete person versus just a thing, and they've made me a good person. So they've helped shape me to be those things. So in certain senses, they have made me. Had I had company that was very different, I would have turned out not to be who I am now.
It's quite impressive. I find it interesting. And he kind of marks through the air, Saurus, and you see a tether follow his finger. I mean, these are still attached to you, aren't they?
Everyone has tethers.
Yes, but not everyone manipulates them.
Not everyone manipulates the boundaries between life and death either.
It's interesting. Not to get into.
You manipulate people.
True.
Which is just a tether of a different kind.
For sure. What you must understand, I am neither here nor there when it comes to this argument. I understand your reluctance. There is, of course, value in the life of a demon, I suppose, just as there is value in the life of your friends. We see the value as a tool. But how is that any different than the man who sends someone off to war? Or the number of people that you have yourself killed in your adventures? Was their blood any less important than the blood of the Garistro that feeds into our work here?
There's also choice. We kill people who attack us or attack others. We don't attack innocents.
Yeah.
And as Kaimana said, we talk first.
Well, an interesting perspective. Your blood will be suffice. I feel like perhaps there's an element of your moral persuasion that has brought judgment into this place, which I understand. I'm not bothered by it. We have done many years of study, and when you spend 200 years developing a process that allows us to see things that we've never been able to see before, perhaps tools that could be used to stop coming calamities, I think that the death of two celestial beings to feed into that narrative, if it means protecting everyone else, might have been worth it.
What you think is ambivalence is apathy.
Well, and you best hope that they don't learn how to make a divine rebus where they are. All right.
And one other thing with that. Yes, generals send soldiers off to war. And some of them do look at them as tools. But others do know that they're sending human beings, and they have to do... They have to make difficult choices, and choices they don't want to make, but, as you said, for the greater good are necessary. And those people have trouble sleeping at night. And there's a difference between them and the one who looks at someone as just a tool and throw those lives away needlessly.
Let me ask Josh.
Oh, yeah.
We've moved past the catwalk area into... What?
Yeah, you're now in Maester Aethanor's, lab.
Okay. Do you have any, potted plants in his lab, or...
Oh, no.
He does not. He has lots of alchemical materials here, but no, living things.
Look in my inventory.
While you're doing that, he kind of looks and he says, Saurus, the man who created you, who stole technology from this very establishment in order to create you, why did he do that, do you think?
I don't care to share that.
Good answer.
I learned from Abel in the interrogation back in Anvir.
You've proven yourself to be more than a tool.
Well, at least one of us has. I would get ass at this man.
She smiles. She smiles.
And Marlo, you hear in your brain, I am not worthy of such friendship. That was amazing.
Yeah. She smiles and looks at your direction. Well, the man who created you, then, Saurus, their ultimate goal is to defend and to protect the people of Alyria from the dangers of the Veil by using its own powers against them. If those resources and that knowledge save everyone's lives, would sacrificing you have been worth it?
It depends on the life they would have after that happened.
Perhaps.
You're a tyrant. Is that any better?
And for us, maybe not. Source is one of a kind.
But there are many people who would rather live in any form than accept death.
Well, why does that have to be the only two binary options?
If the veil were to succeed in its goal, don't you think that that would be the end result?
Oh, I wave them up. It's not going to. That's what we're working on. Don't worry about it.
Well.
Josh.
Yeah.
When they talked about Ahriman stealing the technology.
Yeah.
Can I roll an insight check to see if they were maybe compliant?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Good question.
Come on, Mar, with your insights.
Can I roll advantage? Because I'm great.
You roasted them so hard.
Because they're intimidated by me calling them a tool.
Okay, they are really paying attention to Saurus and Jury. Saurus,
True.
give me an intimidation check. This will determine whether Marlowe can have advantage.
I'm just wiggling around to get advantage at this point.
That is a rolled 16, and I have +1 on intimidation.
Okay.
Nice.
So while emotionless, Maester Athenor is very much locked in conversation and putting all of their energy in that direction. So that does, Marlowe would give you advantage. They're not building as many walls in their conversation.
What the fuck do you say?
Did you want another 30, Josh?
A 30.
Wow.
So
This is a nat 20 again.
you've been definitely off put by the lack of emotion in Maester. Like, this is, you have run into this with many people in Azulore, that they are all about what they know. They're all about their learning. They're all about knowledge. Emotions don't play a large part of it. It is purely a game of logic. But when they mentioned Ahriman stealing the knowledge, you got an emotional read from them for the first time. And what you got a sense of was disappointment and rage.
Okay. Wow, the one thing they care about
Is someone stealing their research would be the thing that would set them off the most. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes me hate them even more.
Maybe the test didn't determine he was a cool guy. Wow, they're really foolproof.
You know, there but for the ticket takers go I. You need to go out into the world.
I think you need
And
a Northwest one.
experiencing it. You need perspective.
I have
Go to
seen.
Broadfield and join the Adventurers Guild. Spend 6 months out.
I start patting you, and I'm like, Source, this is easy. Great
No,
sense.
I think that would be good for him, because this was me before I met you guys. Where it's all logic. It's all.
He kind of reaches up to a shelf nearby and grabs it, and grabs a book off of the shelf. You invite me to go see things from your perspective. I welcome all learning, and the day that I can travel freely from Azulore and see the world as it is, perhaps, when my work here is done. But I invite you, when you make it to the library, Saurus, to watch out for this. And he tosses the book onto the shelf, and you see it says, Potential Futures of Maester Athenor is the title of the book. I assume there might be a book with your name in there too. And when you
Where
have
would be the fun in knowing?
I want to know. No, I don't. Never mind. Sorry. Good.
When you've had the ability to walk through the library and read every potential future and outcome, you might understand the power of what we've done here. But with your blood, I'm happy to give you the visa so that you too can see the truth of what may be.
And who determines which of all the possible futures is the ideal one?
Well, you are a linchpin, I assume, in your own life. You make choices every day.
Right, but knowing every outcome that could happen for every person, how do you determine? Because at some point, some of those are going to be in conflict. So how do you determine which one of those is the ideal one that should take place?
Well,
I'm not being sarcastic. I literally want to know,
No.
how do you make that determination? Is it you? Is it the committee? Is it someone else?
I'm not actively engaged in the work of modifying futures. But I suppose someone with the right knowledge could be. You want to stop Ahriman? You want to stop the Veil? We've already seen you do it, or die trying.
This place is so creepy. All right, Soros, let's get your blood.
I would like Abel and Jury to take my blood.
Sure. They point over to a table where the tools exist for you to draw Soros's blood.
Okay.
Does Abel know like what they would be able to do once they have his blood?
Wait, I do blood magic. Can I like
Make either of you make an Arcana check, or both of you make an Arcana check.
I'll make
Maybe I'm
my-
like messaging to
Marlo with advantage.
Marlo.
And I'll make a medicine check.
Can we flip that? Because your Arcana is probably better. So can I be like?
Oh no! You guys roll separately.
Okay.
You still have advantage on it, Marlo,
Oh, okay, cool. I understand.
because it is blood.
That's what I.
I can't roll for some reason.
Did you roll a natural 20 again?
That is my
Is
third
it-
nat 20 in a row.
That's
oh
incredible.
my fucking god.
I mean, like you're not gonna be able to see it. I'm gonna hold it up. That's nothing. That's nothing, Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is my lucky one,
Okay.
by the way.
So your results would be different. So Abel's would be different information. So as Abel's rolling,
I had 22 total.
there's a thing in the back of your head, Marlo, that seems so simple. Soros giving a little bit of blood to accomplish this task. They wanted you to help them do the work of the Divine Rebus as your test. Why would a vial of blood be a worthy trade? Because there is a Divine Rebus within that blood. And it's a pure Divine Rebus.
Ooh, okay.
Because what you read from the studies from Phileas is that by combining the essences of those two beings into a mortal, specifically the Asimar, that it purified the Rebus. That Soros is the most
So they
pure.
can take that blood and make a construct and make a better divine root.
Mhm.
I message Jury,
Oh, I'm messaging.
and then I message Abel, and then I message Marlo. Is there any way when we're taking my blood to surreptitiously mix somebody else's? in
I
with it
was
so that
already
it's-
working on it. Don't worry. I messaged Kaimon. I'm like, distract him. Oh.
Come
can
on,
I-
it makes a run for
Can
the
I message and can I be like, do mine? It's cursed.
Ooh,
Oh.
Like,
wow.
I'm just saying, like that would be. I think out of all of our blood, that would be the most likely to.
Do we
fuck it
want them
up.
to have werewolf blood though?
I don't know.
Josh,
They
what's
could
the
probably
most
get it anyway. I guess.
What's the most expensive looking piece of glass in the laboratory?
I forget the name. Is it an alkahest? Is like the thing that's like this shape that then has like the curved neck on it? I think that's an alkahest. There's a very large one, like the size of Kaimana, like over to the side.
Is it currently being used?
It is not, but it is like it's in a brace. Like he could add chemicals to it and use it whenever he needed to.
I am going to move off to the left, like innocently enough, like. But I want to make a stealth check to just make this seem natural.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I am going to dispatch little Saurus.
Okay.
We should mix some of Thistle's blood in.
No.
No, we would never.
No, that's too cruel.
And yeah, I want little Saurus to like start running amok. And because I like even before I cast Awaken, like I was training him to do shit like this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I would say I've got like surreptitious hand signals and little noises I can make to make him do it. The play I want to make is I'm like walking off and then I see him fucking around and I just want to chase him over the lab and turn it into like a Benny Hill scene of like knocking shit up.
No.
Okay. All right. So for our crew that is drawing Saurus's blood, we need a medicine check to draw the blood.
So I rolled medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled 18, 21.
We need a sleight of hand check from whoever's drawing blood from Marlowe.
All right. I guess that's you, Abel.
Me.
Because I drew it out of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about it.
Marlo can't draw their own blood.
Can I draw my own blood?
Yeah. So you make a
Okay.
sleight of hand check, Marlo.
Yeah, basically,
He's
Jury
not
is
letting
like,
me roll my
Jury
stuff.
was like, come on, go distract, and Jury's looking at you like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What am I doing?
22.
Okay. Saurus, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con check?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, my cats are being cats.
Oh,
so.
that's okay.
No,
I'm
Cats
here,
are
but I'm
cats.
just dark. Con. It is a 15 plus 2, so 17.
The tool and the device, which inserts into your veins, is unable to drain you completely of blood. Because that's what it would have done.
What?
You suffer 3 points of damage as blood is siphoned out into a magical container that looks like a vial, but is much larger on the inside than it is on the outside. Jury pulls back and your blood is there. Marlo, you successfully avoid detection. So the last stage is mixing your blood into the vial. Who's going to handle that maneuver?
What kind of roll is
Mara's the most dexterous.
It would be a sleight of hand check.
it? Okay.
Sleight of hand.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I use my mage hand to help them with this?
Meanwhile, Kaimana, you release Lil Saurus, and you start chasing him around. Go ahead and make a performance check. This will see how great your destruction is, so that whether Maester Athanor turns their attention, very carefully watching what's happening with Saurus, to you, to allow this. This will make Maester Athanor's perception on what Marlowe's doing at disadvantage if it's successful.
Real quick, can Jury give Bardic Inspiration?
I'm so in the middle of this, honestly.
Yeah, I think.
And it
it's
would
hard.
make noise. I would have to
Play an instrument. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can like flash of genius. Somewhere.
And yeah,
That's probably more okay.
And the other thing I want to ask, instead of performance, can I roll animal handling?
Yes, because you're using little swords. That's fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does Flash of Genius have a verbal component?
No.
Okay, then I think that would be okay because it's not gonna.
But it only affects saving throws and
ability checks.
Okay, so it would apply to this.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
That's a 24, Josh.
Okay.
Oh, holy shit.
So Maester Athenor will go at disadvantage on his perception check on what Marlowe's doing. So Marlowe, what was your sleight of hand?
I haven't rolled it because I have tears in my eyes. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand. I will tell you what you need to beat. You need to beat an 18.
Oh, I mean, I can beat an 18.
I rolled low. I rolled that disadvantage made the difference because the first roll would have been a 27.
I could not have beat a 27.
Well, Flash of Genius. Don't say can't.
No, but I rolled a 22. So because of the
Okay, so as Maester Athenor is carefully watching, there's suddenly like a crashing sound off to the side as Lil Saurus dives through something and Kaimata goes chasing them. And Maester Athenor doesn't look away. But then all of a sudden, like there's something even a bigger sound as you're heading towards that large alcahest. And she turns and immediately releases a spell in your direction, Kaimana. And that spell and the casting of it is long enough for Marlowe to mix her blood into the vial of Saurus's without being noticed. Meanwhile, Kaimana, you immediately freeze in the air as Little Saurus does as you are hit with a time stop.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be it.
Please, somebody contain the animal, prevent them from doing any further damage within the laboratory. And then she turns back to you, puts out a hand.
I'm holding it. So I could tell the mechanism is supposed to drain Saurus dry, right?
Saurus would have felt it. I don't make an Arcana check, Jury.
Okay, I just want to see if I'm aware.
I would ping if Jury's thinking about like something's wrong with this.
Okay, I got a 13.
Okay, you wouldn't have picked up on like the spell work that was occurring there, but there was a thing of like you didn't really see the vial like filling up, and you were drawing blood for a little while.
I look at her. I cast suggestion on her.
Okay.
So she has to make a wisdom 18.
Okay.
Give me a sec. It'll be okay.
That's a failure.
I say, get on your knees.
She gets down.
Do not fuck with me. We came in here, we were perfectly polite, gave into your stuff, and if I think there's any deception about this next time, we will not be so. Here's your vial. Hand it.
I appreciate doing business with you.
I'll collect our leader now. And I turn and I'm like, why the fuck? And I'm feigning being upset about him.
Yeah.
Can I pick him out of the air and then just like hug him because I know the only reason I got away with it was because of him.
I'd also like to very, very strongly state Jury has never used this kind of magic before.
Yeah.
Never seen him cast suggestion, I think, on anyone.
Also, it's thematically appropriate because they're definitely not asking people's consent to do shit. So to remove that from them is
and Jury just lets them get back up off their fucking knees.
You did like and then the moment the vial's in her hand, he waves and you all feel like a rustle in your pocket where you keep your passport as the magic is cast to put the visa on each one. A fair trade.
I'd say it's been a pleasure, but let's go.
Find me when you get back from the library. I'd love to see what you discover there. It's always different for every person.
Whatever. And I just leave. I'm just so fucking mad.
He immediately turns back to his work.
When I'm like walking out of here, I don't know how audibly I want to say this, but can I be like, I think the dragon would just like burn this place down if I asked. Do you think they'd be cool with that? Because I'd be okay with that.
Maybe just the lab.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good people here, but...
Oh, I didn't mean, like, the city. No, I meant, this specific building.
Oh, yeah.
Then no people, but just, the building.
No.
I'm good with that.
All right. You make your way back up out of the lab and up the staircase to the walkway that goes across the clover room, and Felinor is standing there.
Oh, Aryan was just present for all that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very quietly listening in the corner.
Did Aryan clock everything we were doing, by the way?
Pirate Queen, I'm gonna say yeah.
I don't know. Kaimana distracted pretty good.
Yeah.
Can I insight check to see
go ahead.
if I think Aryan found out?
Yeah.
20, 30.
There's Aryan is wearing a typically bemused expression, which you have found to recognize as appreciation of fuckery.
I do love this character.
Let the fuckery commence.
Yeah.
Oh, it already has.
Yeah.
I knew a pirate would never fucking snitch on us.
Yeah. Felinor is waiting for you at the top, and he says, "Oh, well, that was rather fast."
Jerry looks.
I don't think we want to talk about what just happened down there, Felinor. Maybe another time.
Oh, I would have asked. I've never been into the chamber. I don't know what occurs there.
Don't go in there.
The horrible, immoral things, actually.
Oh.
But we can get into it later.
Oh, okay.
Several drinks.
I believe that the Athenium will be available for you tomorrow. I did receive word that your mercantile visas should have gone through. The other crew that you were working with was able to achieve their goals there quite impressively. So you have freedom to travel about 2/3 of the city at this point with your current visas. And then the library will be available for you tomorrow. So you've got the remainder of the day. Today I can lead you out and you go wherever you need to go. And with that knowledge, leaving the subterranean chambers of the Thaumaturge, where you discover that all that glitters in Azulore may not be gold.
Yeah.
We'll pick up there next time.
Josh,
Damn, Josh.
You hit us with a fucking wizard's chess game, and then, I'm going to compromise the whole party's morals in the same session.
Yeah.
Also, when you said the library stuff, I was like, oh, that's right. Josh did watch The Magicians.
I did. Yes. Yeah.
Elliot was it Elliot?
Yeah, Elliot.
Hale
Appleman.
Oh, I don't know. I think Margot is the best character ever.
See, that's the MLM versus WLW.
All right, good night, y'all.
All right, night.
Good night.
Night out.
Yep. Oh
my God.
I have to